Welcome back from that break. Glad you're still watching Science Breakfast with me, Alan Hubbard, and the sign language interpreter is Gideon Minor. In studio, we are with Professor Ogola, and we are dissecting what is happening politically in the country. Professor, we have quite a number of things that I want us to talk about, and I want us to start it off with the economic empowerment drives that the government is doing. Close to 1 billion Kenyan shillings was spent in State House on Saturday. Let's go with 1 million car wash machines and all of that. Is this the way we should go to tackle economic empowerment?
No, first of all, Alan, forgive me to say that there is something we are doing as injustice to our
young people
and emerging generation.
Yeah.
Do you know how we have misused words until time will come when all the words in alphabet are negative? Hustler, bottom up, empowerment, isn't it?
Economic,
affordable.
Yeah.
The other time I was saying, if you want even to use a word to campaign, which word can you use? You see, the word empowerment cannot be done this way. So before we go to whatever was happening in State House, let me just give you one way. There are two economic mindsets. There's a mindset of affirmative action, economist or leader. And there's what we call a structural economist or leader. Affirmative action economists normally see problems and they throw money at them. For example, you bring boda, you give them something. You bring some women, you give them something. But the thing is that once they go home, what happens? For example, the president also even met the business community. So I talked to a certain lady who actually runs one of the association under the professional association, told me after reaching there, of course you drive to that place with your own fare, isn't it? Because no one gives you fare. Then of course you have some snacks and some drinks and you eat there about, isn't it? But still, because of their business people, they don't get handouts, because how can a CEO go for a handout really? They won't even take, isn't it? Then you go home with all these narrative from the president, then you come back home and you find that you need to retrench your staff, isn't it? Because affordable housing has taken so much heat on you. All these taxes, deductions, fuel are high, isn't it?
Yeah.
Then you find yourself that, you ask yourself, so can we support a president who called me to State House for a long lecture, but when I come home, I'm dealing with real issues. You come home, you find your relative has fallen sick, SHA cannot work. You find that you're being put in 10 WhatsApp groups, raise funds for education. So asking yourself now, what benefit do I get by listening to that kind of crap?
Yeah.
So even you extend this to even the border people, all those people who are being invited to State House, when they go home, have they solved the problem which is affecting them? Alan, if you go to State House and you are given even 50,000 shillings, can 50,000 shillings solve the problem of you and your relatives? Like today, before I came here, my wife has just lost a cousin, isn't it? Now, losing this cousin was through an accident. Now, I have to put my money into that, isn't it? And I have to find how I can support that family, because it's my wife's family.
Yeah.
Now, if the systems were working, isn't it? There could be a way on which I don't have to involve myself too much. If their family were given jobs, like if so many people in their families who had jobs, I would just attend the funeral to mourn. But nowadays, funeral is not about mourning. Funeral is about contributing. Because not that I'm saying the government should help bury people who are dead.
Yeah.
Is that most of the people who die, they are jobless, or their families cannot actually afford to raise the money needed to bury them.
Yeah.
So these people came from State House that day. They'll come home and find that so-and-so is sick, needs money. So-and-so cannot afford
And you will sell that car wash machine that you're given to deal with that problem.
Yes. Alan, let me give you a scenario. Suppose you go to the bank now, forget about going to State House, you go to the bank now, and you had applied for a loan of 100,000 to start a business. As soon as the money hits your account, you're being told that one of your brothers is in a critical illness that needs 50,000 to be admitted in an emergency. Are you going to mourn with the family as you put the 100,000 shillings in your business, or you are going to look for the money to admit them in hospital? When 100,000 shillings hit account and your child comes home, has been chased for school fees, do you continue with the business or you take the money, isn't it?
Pay school fees.
When your wife calls you that the food imeisha, shopping ya nyumba imeisha, gas imeisha. Have you heard that gas imeisha story? Do you still take the money you had and take to school? So simply, those things don't help. If your wife was at work, your brother was working, your cousin, your uncle was working, it's like there's a job market booming in Kenya. Problems will be simple because if anybody gives out 200,000, 10,000, 2,000 shillings, 3,000 shillings, all will be solved. But for you, it will be asked, sasa wewe unafanya kazi Science TV, sasa sisi tunakwambia, angalia vile mwili itafika nyumbani. You know that, first of all, mwili haiwezi fika nyumbani before they remove them from the morgue. And so I'm trying to say that those things can help. That is what affirmative action thinks. Structural economist says, what is the Kenyan problem? And offers a solution that is cutting across the country. Like now, how many people are from Turkana in State House? Some of them because of the distance. How many were from Northeastern, Wajir, isn't it? Mandera, Isiolo. How many of them was from Peketoni in Lamu? You understand? How many came from Malindi, Kilifi? How many people came from Kwale? So sometimes you pick some convenience people in the CBD here, you bring them to town, then you show you are helping Kenyans. Then the people suffering who are actually in the periphery cannot be reached. But if you offer free primary education, it touches every region in Kenya. When there's free and affordable, reliable healthcare in Kenya, you are touching everybody without them depending on you. Do you know in the Western countries, some people don't know the name of the Prime Minister for Canada, and they are Canadians. Why? The systems are working. Our leaders are known because systems are not working.
So we constantly have to check who is this person in charge.
Not only that, you wake up and you're praying, God, help Ruto to help us, isn't it? Why should we beg so someone can use their money to help us? Now, look at even the most laughable thing. I'm not deviating. I'm going to the same thing of calling people State House. You might find that some of the people into State House, their children have been abducted. Some of them, their children have disappeared. Some of them, their children have been killed, isn't it, by the state? So how can someone use the state money to kill a Kenyan, isn't it? Use that money to pay for burial expenditure for those people. So use that money, state money to bury them, then compensate their mothers. Are you getting my point?
Yeah.
With the state money. If you killed somebody and you are liable, you should be able to compensate that family, not using taxpayers' money to compensate the evil you committed, which means you are escaping justice. That's why we find that justice should come before compensation. Who killed Ojwang? So that person who killed Ojwang should be held accountable because he was a state officer. We should use his resources to compensate Ojwang. But there are cases where the state can actually compensate. For example, if there was something that happened which was not intended by any person, they happened just on the way, then the state actually can compensate. But we cannot find an individual who is killing Kenyans using the Kenyan money, because this year he went to pick Ojwang was by the state, isn't it? That money was state money. There they executed him, state money. The state money also was used to bury, isn't it? Now the state money will be used to compensate them. Remember the commission appointed under Professor Mutua, they already have a job, they're earning a salary as from the day they are appointed, isn't it? But the people who are victims, they'll be told, first of all, we'll listen to your case, you'll do the filing. They might be paid 8 months from today, isn't it? So for me, this is what I would call scams. Because when systems are not in place to do anything, so then the person who is supposed to do things becomes very prominent. So Ruto is prominent because everybody looking at him for anything. You want a washing machine? It is him. You want a car wash machine? Now he says that he's going to bring boda bodas into Kenya worth 95,000, isn't it? While I've checked, the boda bodas actually, someone told me when I was in Kisumu on Friday, that his boda boda he bought at 165. Now you see that brings an equality, isn't it? I'm not saying it's bad, it's bad to lower, but what is the problem is, I even heard that these boda bodas will not have logbooks. That the people being given the boda boda won't get logbook. Can boda boda be owned by a receipt?
Yeah.
Sio mkate. Boda boda si nini?
Si
Mkate.
mkate.
Now, when you have a boda boda with a receipt book, a receipt, not a logbook, that boda boda belongs to the president. I'm sorry to say that, because who has the logbook? Is the one who owns the car or even the boda boda.
Yeah.
And then what's happening is that we have to know also the president has gone to this boda boda by saying he's going to help them if he does, because he owns a company that imports boda bodas. The company is called Green Wheels. It's in Riverside Drive 95. Riverside Drive. We know this evidence, isn't it? So he's importing these electric motorcycles. He will import them using his own vehicle, subsidize that import using our taxpayers' money, and he's going to make profit from it. So mark my word, all those projects you see being empowerment, there's a way the government is making money. The government is finding that by using empowerment as a tool to cure poverty, they are making more money than if they use the other means
of dealing with the problem,
which is structural. People want free healthcare. They cannot offer it, then they say they're empowering you. Do you know that I've done research, Alan, and I found out that there are 12,500,000 households in Kenya. In every household, there's an average of 4 children per household. On average, every child per household spends 63,000 shillings per year in education. In total, every household spends around 260,000 shillings per year in education. So if I can offer free education, it means you have 265,000 shillings in your pocket per year that you don't have to use. So you can use that money to start your own business. How many motorcycles can you buy?
2.
So why should I buy you a motorcycle, isn't it? But you have to find how this motorcycle has to run around, but you still have to pay school fees, have to offer healthcare. Yet those things are provided for in the Constitution.
Basically, this is not the way to go.
Not the way to go.
And the other story that is making headline, or the other political happening, the former deputy president, Rigathi Gachagua, is still in the United States. It has turned out to be a longer tour than anticipated, but he made terrorism remarks when a senator from the United States that there has to be a review of the non-NATO ally that Kenya holds. And of course, the political backlash back home, they are saying that when the former DP lands into the country, he has to make a statement at the DCI, and he is not patriotic, painting the country in bad picture. What do you make of the Gachagua statements? And are there any repercussions if that non-NATO allyship is stripped off of Kenya? And of course, the response of the president, he decided to be combative instead of being a little bit more diplomatic, because I don't feel there was any need to say that Kenya is getting more favor from China as compared to the United States.
Yeah, first of all, let me say that the former deputy president is taking advantage of the failures of Kenya government. I don't mean he's a good guy, because that is on him and God to know. I'm not here to judge him, but what we are judging is the actions of what is happening in the country. First of all, give me this chance to advise the US that why are you scrapping off the non-NATO ally from William Ruto, because he has not delivered, yet the intelligence you have, which is CIA, could tell you easily that the president was voted as #1 liar in the world. You understand? You know, Alan, would you go to your village and marry a lady who is known to be #1 liar in your village?
No.
Why are you signing a certificate of marriage? Promise me you'll be faithful with a liar. You know, that's what it's called. I will be faithful to you. I will love you until death do us apart. If you make that commitment with a liar, are you going anywhere? So they said, if you trust somebody, you don't need to sign a contract, isn't it? But if the contract should only be there for the record, not mostly to make them to be honest. You cannot be an honest person by signing a contract. You're already honest, and you're confirming the honesty by signing it, isn't it? So US was not supposed even to allow this without doing their proper due diligence. I told you before, no love, serve, and be happy, isn't
Yeah.
it? Did the US know whom they were signing this agreement with?
Not necessarily.
That's one thing. Secondly, I believe that it will have been the president went to the US to sign this non-NATO ally at the wrong time. One was that already we had human rights violations in the country,
Yeah.
and they were signing this non-NATO ally with them. Secondly, they went there when the former president of the US, that is Joe Biden, was leaving office.
Yeah.
So how do you sign an agreement with someone leaving office? It doesn't add up because he cannot be faithful to you to the end to implement it.
Yeah.
Thirdly, when the president was going to the US, there was a lot of international challenges around his trip. Mara, he took up a plane from
A private
Dubai.
business owner. Yeah.
Yes, and you ask yourself now, somebody who at home is being criticized of non-patriotism, not even using Kenya Airways to travel to the US with, and using a plane, a private jet from somebody else, isn't it? So you see, the US is supposed to look at all these things in the panoramic view, so they didn't do that.
But also the US at that particular time, they had a problem on their hands that they needed to deal with.
Yes, and of course that's where they brought into the wind because there was the issue of the Middle East war.
Yeah.
They needed Kenya a lot because of that time. They needed Kenya because of Haiti.
Yeah.
And that's I told you earlier that our foreign policy, if you go look at it, the principles 3, peace, prosperity, and global competitiveness. And this has never been guiding Kenyans in how they engage with other people. So coming back now to the issue of him coming to record a statement, I don't think there's something wrong with recording a statement,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
The issue is what is the intention of Kenya saying he has to record a statement. Accusing Gachagua of non-patriotism, I think that's a joke. Do you know why? Gachagua has been talking the way he talks. You know who he is patriotic to, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't want to say this much on television, isn't
Yeah.
it? Whoever but Gachagua is patriotic to, you know, isn't it? And that is not his nature. Everybody has their strength.
Yeah.
Some people are patriotic to Kenya. Some people are patriotic to their
Communities.
families. Some to their communities, isn't it? But we just want to urge Gachagua that as you're in the US, also you must talk about patriotism. But of course, there are some elements of patriotism.
Yeah.
He's been claiming about the evil things which are happening in Kenya.
And he's promising to spill more
And
beans.
so, yes, so maybe that is where patriotic is. But anyway, I leave Kenyans to judge.
Yeah.
Let me go to talk about the implications if this NATO ally position is taken away from Kenya. And I want to advise Kenyans who can advise the president to tell him to take this route and we shall succeed. First of all, Kenyans criticize the president for getting the non-NATO ally position. They did not know the benefit. And I told them,
Yeah.
the benefit was galore, isn't it? The only thing we have to be careful is that what were we giving in return to get this
To
position?
get this position.
That was my problem. But now that we are there, which means what we're supposed to give to have it, we've already given.
Yeah.
We're supposed to give land where the US could be able to build their stockpiles, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which is somewhere in Lamu,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
We were able to give some support to Haiti, isn't it? And the benefits we're getting, first of all, we get surveillance,
Yeah.
intelligence, isn't
Yeah.
it? Anybody giving you intelligence is good enough, isn't it? But the better thing is that why are we relying on the US intelligence instead of building our own intelligence capacity? Because, Alan, if I'm the one giving intelligence how to run Science TV,
Yeah.
I'm controlling you.
Absolutely.
Is China getting intelligence from the US?
No.
Is Iran getting intelligence from the US?
Absolutely not.
Is Russia getting intelligence from the US? So how will we continue getting intelligence from the US? Isn't it? Well, for what benefit? So what I'm trying to say is that this intelligence the US claims to have, are they not having terrorist attack? Are they not getting China giving them a run for their money on issues? Is Russia not beating them on a few things? So why should we always give intelligence, saying that we are signing an agreement and what we are getting intelligence? Second thing we are getting from this one is that after being non-NATO ally, you can get the right to get certain loans to buy military equipment, military materials, isn't it? And this is good because if you want to strengthen your military,
And
you can
intelligence.
actually access some of this money
Yeah.
and then actually build capacity in the military to the point that Kenya can actually become a global powerhouse in terms of military firepower.
Yeah.
And I think for me, this is a route for Kenya to become, even look for being a superpower. I dream that one day, and when it happens, that I can lead this country and make Kenya become a superpower. so that we can also one day someone can also be coming here to get non-NATO ally from Kenya. Why should we be the one going to ask for things from there? Who wants to become an ally for us because of what you can do? We should become having intelligence for Somalia, Uganda, Tanzania, our regional countries to help them in terms of their military challenges and security, rather than all of us getting money from there. Then lastly, normally when you become a NATO ally, the US can be able to buy uranium, depleted uranium from you, which is a good thing because first of all you earn money, but also depleted uranium, you don't need them because...
Do we have the depleted uranium?
We have, because Kenya produces uranium. Yeah, we have it. So like you go to Kwale and the rest. So they cannot sign with you something you have no benefit about. They know it's there. But you see, it's the benefit of the US to buy this depleted uranium because they use them for providing, maybe manufacturing, weapons and the rest, isn't it? But I'm trying to say those advantages are not...
exploited.
No. My pen is that these are not commitments. These are privileges. So the US don't have to withdraw them.
Yeah.
So making notes I want to withdraw them is not the issue because actually if they're privileges, they can be given or not. You can say this is a privilege you have, but it's not a right. It is not a right. It's a privilege we get. So it's not a commitment. They don't have to do it. So they can just say, we signed the agreement, we don't have to withdraw it, but we won't implement it anyway. So they have that right to do. So this noise about withdrawing, for me, I think is a threat. Let me tell you what matters now, Alan. What is important for the US is not about human rights. Yeah, because I've seen in history that the US can support somebody even who violates human rights. Look at...
as long as it serves their interests.
Yeah, look at Mobutu Sese Seko. Was supported by the US for the longest time possible. But when Mobutu Sese Seko went against American interest, he was in trouble. He was even buried outside Congo.
Yeah.
You go to Libya. Gaddafi was a UN ally for a long time. When he went against the US, isn't it? He got into trouble, he was overthrown. Go to Gaddafi, the president of Egypt. He also was a UN ally. Even, you know that Egyptians are more linked to the US than us. Even there are American universities there. I can tell you, but you see, the thing is that Americans are concerned about the commercial interest they had in Kenya than anything else to do with those human rights.
Yeah.
Because you had Obama, when Obama came here to University of Nairobi and said, every country has a national interest. America will work according to American interest. So he urged Kenyans, can you align your interests with American interests, and America will work with you? That's what Obama said. Then Trump said when he had his first speech, Trump said, I will put America first. By putting America first means any country who works with me, by putting America first, I will work with. So you have to know that current dispensation America is America will be first. So anything in American interest will be my interest. Is human rights violation for Kenyans American interest?
I don't think so.
But the commercial interest is the issue. So why are these guys separating? Let me tell you. If this thing started when the president went to China, and then the first time, the second last time, when he went to China, then the UK published this article in the BBC, Blood Parliament. They were saying that because they were mad that Ruto was looking east. You understand? So then there was a bit of bashing between the US and UK. The Ruto has to understand that the UK are the consultants for the US. So then the UK told US that these people are joking with you. So when the second time now he went to the China, then this guy released the issue of non-NATO ally investigation by senator. Then unfortunately, somebody like Mudavadi, whom I think should be respected in this area, because he's among the most respected, he said he became a minister at 26 years or 25 something. He should know more than us, isn't it? He comes and says that, oh no, this is just a proposal from a senator. No, it's not just from a senator. That senator cannot pass that thing. That guy is going to work according to American interests. So he was rubbishing it off. The president was not looking well, but I can tell you clearly, why is America unhappy? Two things. One, the president went to the US and was welcomed as and given a state visit. They knew that American companies can do business in Kenya. The American multinationals should thrive in Kenya. But when there's corruption in Kenya, American business cannot thrive in Kenya because Chinese can actually give briefcase to people in government and work. They don't work using
The
banks.
Americans don't do that.
Americans. So Americans cannot thrive in an environment of corruption. So let Americans wait for people like us to rule this country. We shall ensure there is a lean and clean government.
Yeah.
Then you can do business. The second thing that is making these people very unsettled with this is that William Ruto seems to be having what we call schizophrenia, where when in the US, he's talk like China does not exist.
Yeah,
when you go to China, it's like America doesn't exist. When you go to Russia, no one else exists. And this schizophrenia is not good in diplomacy. You need to have what we call a clear foreign policy that can be predictable and stable. The lack of stability, the tricking from two sides of the mouth is making you not able to predict what he can do. And therefore, in an environment of unpredictability, Americans cannot predict their future dealings with Kenya in the hands of the president. And that's why they are telling William Ruto that we are going to review now NATO ally. But let me tell you what they are not telling William Ruto, and Ruto has not got it. He's telling Ruto that he's a one-term president, because Americans cannot pull the rugs under your table when they know you are the leader. I am telling you the truth. Americans have some information that Ruto is not in control, and that if Kenyans do that thing I'm asking them to do, then Kenya will go back to Kenyans, and therefore Americans can work with Kenyans. And if Americans have no interest in Ruto as a person, they want to work with Kenya, not with William Ruto. So he's only working with William Ruto because he's the president. And by predicting that William Ruto cannot see the second term, Americans have intelligence. They know what's happening here. And there's no need of intelligence. When opinion poll shows it's 86% approval rating, showing that people have lost faith in the government, what are the chances of winning the election? I only hear that he can steal the election. How can somebody only have the competence to steal election and cannot win election by delivery? So that's where it is.
Amazing. There's a lot to talk about, and Professor, I'm realizing that Monday is no longer enough for us to sit down.
We need another day.
We'll probably have those conversations behind the door to see what is happening. Probably next Monday we'll talk about IEBC, because they released a roster for the by-elections, both at the MP level, but also in the county government. If I'm not wrong, they have scheduled for the elections around November 24th, 25th, thereabout. Yeah. There is a conversation there, but time is not on our side. We'll probably have those conversations sometime in the week or next week on Monday. Professor, thank you very much for making time. Wishing you all the best this week. And also, dear viewer, thank you very much for being a part of the conversation. We are not just done just as yet, because we have to give you that Chan update. We have to bring you much highlights, those that are going to be played today and of course tomorrow. But also, the Community Shield was played yesterday. That means that Premier League is coming back, and your man Gyökeres scored his first goal in the Arsenal t-shirts. You're already getting value for your money. All right. All right. All right. We'll be back with the sporting action. Keep it signed.